Hello, this is the tradesight Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday the 2nd of August and ending Friday the 7th of August 2015. Hope you had a great trading week. Here's the dollar index daily chart on the right side of your screen. Not much here. It didn't really do anything this week. It's been a flat week. We are in summer doldrums. If July wasn't doldrums, August usually is. We've been half size for a few weeks. Doesn't really hurt us. Then again, we had a great trading session on Friday. We had a winner over 100 pips, so we can't complain about that. But that's not every day in the summer, and so therefore we go half size, and we'll be half size until probably the end of August or late in August. Sometime after that, we'll see what happens. Here's a look at the euro dollar. Again, very flat during the session for the last couple of weeks. Here's the pound dollar, almost not moving for the last 3 weeks. That's kind of weird. So we can't do anything with that. Here's the Aussie dollar. Nothing this week, but down for the since the breakdown. New Zealand dollar, nothing there. And here's the pound dollar. Little rise here at best. All right, so let's take a look at the intraday action for the week and see what we see. So here's the euro dollar. 30-minute candles to see the week. So we closed exactly where we opened. Look at that. That's amazing. You see last Sunday, you see the start of this chart, and you look where we're here now. We're exactly the same place. Sunday to Monday was up. Monday to Tuesday was barely down. Tuesday to Wednesday was down. Wednesday to Thursday was lower, and then Thursday we started to climb back up. Friday we shot up on the GDP number and came back. So at the end of the day, we closed exactly flat for the week, which is kind of weird. Here's a look at the pound. Did not close flat for the week. It was up, but it was not very exciting. The range from top to bottom was only 200 pips. By the way, if I go back to the euro dollar to look at it, the range from high to low was about 250 pips. So a little more on the euro dollar. That's not usually the way it works, but it is what it is. Here's the Aussie dollar. You can see a spike on the GDP here in the U.S., but you're talking about 140 pips of range for the whole week, and that whole move occurred in two 30-minute candles after the GDP number on Friday. So that's not really what we like to see. Here's a look at the pound yen. Not much there either. It's pretty flat week. We're in summer doldrums. Let's just be clear about all that. So let's not fret too much about what that means. All right, let's look at the next week ahead. We're in August now because July is over. Bank holiday in Australia, yet they released the AIG Manufacturing Index, the MI Inflation Gauge, HIA New Home Sales, Japan's Manufacturing PMI, and China's, I don't even know, something new. Caxon? Can I pronounce that correctly? Final pet, whatever. Europe's got the Spanish Manufacturing PMI. Switzerland's got the same. Italy's got the same. French and Germany, same. Italy, great European sector are the same. And then UK. Bank holiday in Canada on Monday. That's interesting. That'll slow us down a bit. US has personal income and spending and the core PC price index, ISM manufacturing, and then construction spending and ISM manufacturing prices. We got a speech from a Fed member. We got total vehicle sales in the afternoon. Monetary base out of Japan. This is all Monday. Commodity prices out of New Zealand. Retail sales and trade balance out of Australia. Their 10-year bond auction out of Japan. Cash rate announcement out of the Bank of Australia, and then nationwide HPI out of the UK. Commodity prices out of Australia. Construction PMI out of the UK. PPI out of Europe. 10-year bond auction out of the UK. We've got factory orders out of the US. GDP price index out of New Zealand, whatever that is. Loan officer survey here in the US. Employment change and unemployment rate in New Zealand. Australia's AIG Services Index, and then we go on to the Swiss CPI, Europe's Spanish Services PMI, Italian Services PMI, all of the French, German, broad European Services PMI data Wednesday morning, Italian Industrial Production Services PMI data out of the UK, retail sales out of Europe, ADP non-farm employment change out of the US, trade balance out of the US and Canada. That's one of the big three every month, so we'll be half size ahead of that going into Wednesday. By the way, we're less than half size anyways because we're half size just based on the fact that we're in summer doldrums. So less than half size for that number. Final services PMI in the U.S., ISM non-factoring PMI, crude oil inventories, employment change and unemployment rate out of Australia Wednesday night. We're going into Thursday. Japan's leading indicators, SECO consumer climate out of Switzerland, German factory orders, retail PMI out of Europe, manufacturing production, industrial production out of the UK, Spanish and French 10-year bond auction, Bank of England inflation report. We got a rate announcement out of the Bank of England right here. That's a big one. Challenger job cuts here in the U.S. Unemployment claims. That's a weekly number. Mortgage delinquencies, natty gas. No big deal. That's a weekly number. AIG construction index out of Australia jumping to Thursday evening. Home loans out of Australia. Monetary policy statement out of the Bank of Japan. So we've got a Bank of Japan announcement as well. Unemployment rate out of Switzerland. Germany's industrial production and trade balance at 2 a.m. Eastern Time Friday. Bank of Japan's press conference off their announcement. French government budget balance, French industrial production, French trade balance. Not a big deal, but all at 2:45 a.m. Eastern Time Friday morning. Foreign currency reserves out of Switzerland. Trade balance out of the UK. Building permits and the unemployment rate out of Canada. Non-farm payrolls and unemployment out of the U.S. So another one that's less, we would be less than half size, because usually we would go to half size, but we're already half size because of the summer doldrums. So we would be less than half size out of this big number. So we have trade balance and the unemployment rate this week here in the U.S. Consumer credit, and then going into Saturday, trade balance, CPI, PPI out of China. All right, 2 days here this week with big numbers. That's the unemployment rate on Friday and the trade balance on Wednesday. So we would be less than half size, because we're going to be half size this whole week because of the less than interesting summer doldrums. That's all we got. We'll hope to help you out. If you have not taken a trial of our services, please feel free to do so. Charts, as usual, were brought to you by eSignal. If you do find these videos useful, please like them on YouTube. It will help us out, and we'd like to help you make money. Have a good week.